Hello! Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to another Wednesday Watering with Foss and Fern. I'm Foss, your local plant stylist, and Wednesday is the day that I pour myself some coffee, I walk around, I water my plants, I think about things about plants, and I invite you to join me. Won't you join me? Today, the thing that I want to talk about, the thing that's on my mind, is yellow leaves / personal trauma. Won't you join me? Okay, I want to talk about and specifically use the example of this plant. This is my Philodendron saloon. Philodendron Hope. I keep waiting for them to tell us what the new name for it is because they, the plant, the botanical community, because it's not a philodendron anymore. We thought it was a philodendron, but we've discovered that it is in fact not a philodendron, but we still call it the Philodendron Hope or Saloon. Okay. Whoa, that shook the desk. I want to talk about yellowing leaves. This is one of the biggest questions that I get. As I help people troubleshoot, people are always asking me about yellow leaves. And if you've been with me for a little bit, you've heard me say before that it is only a problem if it is affecting more than like 10% of the plant. An occasional yellow leaf out of a very healthy plant is not concerning. But if it's more than 10%, then it is a sign that the plant is giving you from it's a systemic issue. There's something wrong with the systems of the plant. And this is what, if all of the leaves are turning yellow, the plant is telling you something. And it's one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite signs because before, when I was like starting out on this journey and like learning more about plants, I would Google a lot, like, yellow leaves on my, enter type of plant here. What's wrong? And 9 times out of 10 with yellowing leaves, the answer would come up and like all of the websites, all of the answers were like, it could mean, like top 3 things that yellow leaves could mean. It could mean underwatering was number 1. Or number 2 was overwatering. And then you're like, which one is it? It's got to be like my Virgo brain sees that answer and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm overwatering. But then option number 2 is underwatering. But here's what we know. It is telling you that there is something off about the watering of the plant. And water, the need for water, rises and falls with how much light the plant is getting. So in the summer, when we're in the height of the sun, the plant is getting a ton of sun, it needs more water. And in winter, as the sunlight is going down, it needs less water. And so it could be that light is changing, but you have not changed your watering to adjust. Maybe you moved it into a different position and again, it's getting a different amount of light and you have not yet adjusted. I think that's probably what happened with this is I moved it and also the season change and it was in a darker spot and I just wasn't adjusting. But so anyway, I tapped into this plant and saw that we have some yellow leaves and they are all yellow, some version of yellow, right? Like, can I do this? This one is like yellow and this one is just like, it's getting toward yellow. It's not that it's not that vibrant green that you want to see on your plants. Like it's like a green, which is heading towards yellow. The other thing that I'm seeing is the browning tips, which leads to browning all over the leaf. And there were actually a bunch more leaves that were yellow and brown, and it started here and then it went here and then it got more yellow and then eventually that leaf died and dropped. Okay, so what did I do? I dug deep and dug into the plant to see what's going on with the soil. The soil feels good. I adjusted I basically gave myself a refresh with the watering. I did a deep water, like I brought it outside, let it fully drink, let it fully drain, put it in a better spot for its light, and then started my weekly check-ins with the soil to see really what the plant is telling me in terms of watering. So I'm doing this, I gave it a good drink, let it fully drain, and then from there, I will wait until it tells me it's thirsty to water. So I know I'm on point with the watering. It's in a better position, but what has happened is these yellow leaves are still there, right? And this is where we get to the heart of it. Oftentimes people are like, my plant has yellow leaves, what do I do? And I tell them what to do, and they're like, but it's still yellow. It's like, yeah, that's not actually going to go away. That is not going to go away. And here we are at the life lesson that this has brought me to. Trauma doesn't go away. We carry our traumas with us. This is not going to magically turn green again. This has happened to this leaf. But this leaf is not the whole plant. The most important part of the plant is the roots. The roots. And this is just the symptom of the system. So, and as I'm doing this, I just broke this leaf. This leaf is now gone. Okay. These brown spots will not heal. The vibrant color may return a little bit, but may not. That was the cue that the plant gave you. And so what do? We identify the issue. We identify we acknowledge the trauma. We identify it, figure out what's going on, acknowledge our part in it. Okay, this is maybe what I did, or this is what happened in the environment. Adjust your behavior and the environment. Set the plant, yourself, up for success. Get it started, get a reboot, do that fresh water and put it in a spot where it's going to thrive, where it's possible that this plant can do its best. Set it up for success. And then what you are looking forward for is signs of new growth, which this plant is putting out. It's in its new spot. I know I'm on point with watering, and we see beautiful new growth coming in. And those leaves will be, we hope, a vibrant green with no browning, and that is the plant moving on with its trauma, with signs of past trauma, because that just doesn't go away. That doesn't mean, just because there's signs of past trauma doesn't mean that new healthy growth is not possible. They are two different things, right? They're two different things. They exist separately from each other and together. They can exist together. Both things can be true. This happened in the past. We adjusted our behavior. And this is what's going to happen in the future. So that's what I'm thinking about today. Oh. Healing trauma is not erasing it. It's healing it. It's healing it so that the new growth can come in the best possible scenario. That's it. That's what I got for you today. I hope you have a good Wednesday, and I'll see you next time.